Yo! It's here, the Starlink. If you're watching this video, you probably know what this is, and that's why you're watching this video. And if you don't know what this is, then watch this video. So I ordered a Starlink from Colorado and had it shipped out to Wisconsin before I left Colorado, and I was a little on the fence about getting one, flies, but I decided to try it out because there's a 30-day return policy and I'll get all my money back if I don't like it. So I'm currently in my brother's garage here, and the van is behind the camera over there, and I am in a location according to their data maps for Starlink that this is on the wait list, this area, which means technically, from what I understand, that it should work, but the strength isn't going to be as good as somewhere else that is available, I guess. So I'm going to unbox this thing here today and hook it up and give it a try and see what we find out. And next week I am going up north to an area that is available, and I will be able to test it out there as well and see what kind of speeds we get and what the difference is. So let's just get to the unboxing of this video and get this thing hooked up, because I am super excited for this product right here. All right, so I've got my trusty little Open-All knife here. Open-L. I'll cut this open. There. Whoa. And open the top. What do we have here? So I think these are the instructions from the other reviews I have seen. Nope. Just a piece of paper with the logo. Nothing else to see there. Looks like we have a piece of plastic for protection. Alright. Now, is this thing used? It looks kind of dirty. Well, it looks like this might be the legs for the satellite itself. Set that off to the side while I get the rest of this out. A little piece of plastic. And this appears to be the dish itself. It's the front, side, and the rear. And it has some sort of cable. These are the instructions that I saw in a different review on a thick piece of paper. Just has a satellite picture. I think that's the router. Plug it in, connect it to your phone app. Looks pretty easy. So we'll get to that in a minute. It does have some like dirtiness to it. It might be hard to see on the camera, so I don't know what that's all about. It's like someone was touching it. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the satellite out here with all this cable. I forget how much it is, how long it is, but it's a lot. So I'm gonna set this whole unit off to the side. And next we have the router. So here's the router. Front view, side view, back view, and then the bottom looks to have a power cable, and I'm not sure what that port is. Probably to connect the satellite dish to it, I think. We'll find out. Set that over here. And next we have a cable. This is the power cable, it looks like, with the 3-prong thing. A short power cable for the router, which is fine. Bandaged in some piece of paper. And this looks like to be a informational paper of some sort. I don't know what that is. And I think that's it. So that's what you get in the box. I'm going to move this box out of the way. Just get all this stuff back in here. First, I'm just going to put the instructions back in the box because it appears to be pretty straightforward. Let's put this knife back before I hurt myself. I'm going to start with the base here. So it does have holes to mount the base to something, it looks like, but apparently once you get the service turned on, then you have access to the store where you can buy additional mounts and so forth to mount the satellite, maybe to your house or to your van. And in my case, yeah, this is going to be a van Starlink. Alright, so set this bunch of cables there, and we'll see how this fits in here. There's a little notch inside of the mount here, and so it only goes one way in, it appears. Appears to go in this way. Oh, and then it clicks right in place, just like you see it there. Now, here is the router again. It appears that you just plug that in, like so. There we go. I'll set this down here and remove this paper strap. And here is the power. Next, I need to plug in the satellite, or sorry, the dish. It appears just to go in just like that. And that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the satellite outside. I mean the dish. I'm going to move the dish outside, and then I'm going to plug this thing in. I have the satellite outside, and I'm just going to turn the camera around here. So right now I'm just going to test it, in the garage, but all you have to do is plug it into power, so it doesn't matter where you test it at, right? Behind the camera here, I'm going to plug the power in. Alright, it's plugged in. I think. Is there a power switch? Nope, there's a power light on though. Alright, so now it's asking me to turn on my Starlink apps. I don't see any lights over here on the router, but let's see what we do here. Start setup. Find a location. Check for obstructions. Tap check for obstructions to find a location for your Starlink. Find an open area. Go outside and stand where you intend to set up your Starlink. Scan the entire sky. Use your device's camera to explore your Starlink's entire view. I'm ready. Point your camera up. I gotta go out here and point my camera up. Oh, Starlink moved all by itself. The dish. Point, scan the entire sky. I guess I'll show you what it looks like. I just saw me spin around in circles, and I had to somehow get this to 99%, and I have to figure out how to get it to 100%. I'm not sure how to do that, so I'm gonna move the Starlink dish over further. I got it. So I'll show you what it says now. It says view results. Let's click that. Estimated obstructions, and it's counting, or it's loading. This may take a moment for the first time you open the app. So it's loading, whatever that means. Processing. Here we go. Counting up. Estimated obstructions. It's a great place for your Starlink. Okay, cool. Now what? Set up Starlink here. Shop for mounts. I'm going to do that later. It says shop for mounts there. I'm going to do that later. Try a new location. Set up Starlink here. Okay, start setup. I have a location. Okay, plug in your Starlink. Plug in your power cables. The light on the bottom of your router will illuminate. Your Starlink will tilt automatically. That already happened. Join your Starlink Wi-Fi network. This may take 30 seconds for it to appear. Okay. I do not see it yet. There it is. Starlink. Click that. Tilt this down a little bit. Okay, so now it wants me to create a network. Let me do that off camera. Okay, I entered a password, and now it says, it said something. Click Starlink, trying to connect, unable to network. Let me forget this one. Forget this one. It's called Vanish. Let me put the password in and join. Let's see what happens now. Incorrect password. Let me try it again. Okay, that should be correct. Okay, let's see if it's going to connect. It looks to be connected. Alright, let's see what a speed test does. Okay, so I can't go anywhere. Nothing can be reached. Dang it. Okay, so it's not working yet. Okay, it says I'm connected, but... So this is the network. Excuse me. This is the network. I don't see anything going on with it. I still can't load Google or anything. Not working, so I'm going to have to figure out why it's not working. And then I'll show you guys why. I'll explain why it didn't work and show you guys the speed test once I can get to it, but I don't know what's happening right now, so let me try to figure this out and I'll be right back. Okay, quick update. So I opened the Starlink app, and now it says these steps here are complete, like setup, power, connect, configure. It's waiting to finish, and it says connecting to Starlink satellites. This may take a few minutes, so I'm gonna wait and see if this connects to the satellites, and then I'll let you guys know what happens next. Well, so far I haven't been able to get it to connect. I attempted to do a what do you call it, a reboot of the whole system, start over. It's just not connecting, and I'm not sure why, so I'm going to keep trying, and I'm not going to give up till I get it to connect. So that's where we're at right now, but luckily it's in a better position than it was. Before it was pointing directly up at the sky, now it's at an angle. So I'm just going to keep trying, see what I can do to get this to connect. It's an expensive device and it's an expensive monthly service, so I want it to work immediately. It should work immediately, but it ain't. This is the router. There's a blue light on the bottom, and that's to tell you that it's working, or that it's powered on and everything, but I just can't get it to work. I'm going to try this again, where they say unplug it 3 times and plug it back in. So it's a little hard to get unplugged. That's 1 time. 1. Guess the light went off, so that's 2. 3. I'll do it one more time, I guess. And the light's off. Plug it in. Light's back on. Let's let it sit here and boot, and then I'll try it again and see if I can't get it to connect. This is really frustrating. It should work a lot easier than this. Alright, quick update. So I was able to reset everything, and now it's called Starlink again, and that means it successfully reset because I had named it Vanish, and now it's called Starlink. So I'm going to try to walk through the process again and see what happens. I guess I'll show you this process again. I'm going to open the Starlink app. Disconnected, it says. Yeah, I know it's disconnected. Connect to your Starlink Wi-Fi, but I can't because I don't have a password or whatever for this yet. So I'm going to keep working on this, guys. I'll let you know what happens. Alright, so I just went out there and spun around in circles again to check for obstructions, view results. It's going to check for the obstructions. I mean, there aren't any. It's clear sky. There's, you know, a telephone pole nearby. This is a decent spot for your Starlink. Okay, cool. Now what? It still says disconnected. Connect to your Starlink Wi-Fi. I don't know. I'm going to get a hold of support and see what's going on here. Alright, guys. So I was able to get it working. I reset everything. Went through the process of connecting it again. I moved the dish further out over there into the yard. I was still having problems with it connecting. It said it wasn't plugged in all the way. It was disconnected. I Googled around for some information on it and found some Reddit threads about how you should double check the connection from the wire to the satellite, or to the dish itself. The satellite dish, yeah. And so I took the dish off the mounting legs. I put it back on the mounting legs. When you do that, there's a cable that gets pushed in when it's seated properly on the mounting legs. Just make sure that is seated properly. And then I came back in here and I tried it again and again, and it finally did work and connect and went online. So this is what that looks like. It's online, and it has a built-in speed test on the app itself. So I'm going to run a speed test, and now we're going to see what we're getting for download. And what does that say? 86 megabytes per second download speed. And then it says 5 megabytes per second upload and a 92 millisecond latency. So it's working, and it's pretty damn quick. I am impressed. And this is the waitlist zone. And like I said earlier in this video, you can still connect when you're on the wait list if you have the RV model. It's just going to be throttled speed depending on the congestion in the area. So after you do a test, regular test, you can swipe for an advanced test, and it's going to have you do the advanced test is going to connect from it's going to do the Starlink speed, the router to the internet, which is the router to the dish. It'll tell you your megabytes per second download and upload, and then it's going to do a speed test for the Wi-Fi speed from the iPhone to the Wi-Fi router. So let's start that advanced test. And right now it peaked out at 100 and something. That's from the satellite to the router, the dish to the router. It says 16 megabyte per second download, and it's still doing the upload, and it's about 4 megabytes per second there. Now it's doing the internet speed from the router to the iPhone, Looks about 24, 25 megabytes per second. Download 31, 33. Stopped at 33, and now we're doing upload, which is, wow, 48 megabytes per second upload speed. Stopped at 42. So that's pretty impressive, guys. Pretty dang impressive, and I'm pretty happy. I'm assuming once I go up north on Monday and break it out there, I'm gonna get a lot faster speeds. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now that it's working, after a little bit of futzing around with it, this is going to be sweet. This is going to be a life-changing device in my life for the van life. Being able to have internet no matter where I'm at is going to really change things for me and allow me to work from the road more often than I would be able to otherwise. So that's about a wrap for now. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good test. Let's do one more test real quick with the Google speed test. Just on Google's speed test right there. So I'm gonna hit run speed test, and this one is saying about what it said for the other test: 30 megabytes per second download, 5.5-ish, 4, 5 upload. It's weird because so 30 download and 3.5 upload. That's weird because when I first did this test before I turned the camera back on, I was getting like 80 to 90 download. So it's still fast enough for me, but I'm gonna wrap this up and I'm gonna check out how this works on my computer in the van and all that. But hope this video is helpful, and if you're looking to get some Starlink internet, you know where to go and find that, and hopefully it'll help you work from the road.